listening to The Real.
Man, I appreciate them dudes for talking about
The Raw.
Wait, they were talking about
The Relatable.
That's exactly what I've been going through.
The Relentlessly Real Podcast.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, let's go.
Welcome to another wonderful, ridiculous, amazing, The Relentlessly Real Podcast, where we discuss real, raw, and relatable topics. I'm trying to fix my mic while I'm talking, pause. I said pause.
Already.
Yeah, Terrence, I felt your energy. All right.
Already.
Welcome to The Relentlessly Real Podcast, where we discuss real, raw, and relatable topics. Thank you for taking time to listen to our podcast today. Let's kick this off with some amazing introductions. My name is John.
My name's Mike. And as always, I'm Terrence.
He's still Terrence after all of this time. Hey, Terrence.
What up?
I thought you had a jean jacket on. Do you have a jean jacket on right now?
I do have a denim jacket on, and there's a story behind the denim jacket, so we talk about it later.
I want to hear this story.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about this.
So I have never owned a denim jacket. At least it's been years. We're talking about back when Rockaway was in. Because the last denim jacket I actually owned.
I'm sorry. What's Rockaway?
Yeah, exactly. Shut up. Like you ain't had no Rockaway. Like whatever, dude.
I did. You're right.
You had some Sean John. Don't fake.
I love Terrence. I said it was a joke. Relax.
So I started watching, and this could be my shameless plug of the day for Netflix and chill. I started watching you on Netflix. I had never watched
not you,
John. I was like, wait a second. Terrence, are you here?
Right, are you here? Are you looks through blinds? Are you
super pause?
Okay, go ahead.
I started watching you, the show you on Netflix, and the guy on there, his name is Joe.
Okay,
the main character, and that's who I was for Halloween. It was Joe. I had the wig. I'll show you. It's gonna be off cycle. I had a hairpiece, wig, book bag, like a backpack, jean jacket, white tee, flannel shirt, everything. So my boy had a Halloween party yesterday.
Wasn't he a white man?
He was white, John. So I can't play a white man.
Yeah, I mean, did they nail it when they were like doing the character?
Racist,
like,
man.
Hey, huh?
It's racist, man.
It's not racist. You're a black man. You should have been
But I identify as white, so shut up.
You know what? And I'm not touching that at all. You are right. You are a white man, and I am not.
I identify as white, so leave me alone. And I can do that.
We're gonna just scooch right on past this topic. Yeah, we're gonna keep this party moving.
We've been on that journey for like 3 weeks though. That topic, we've been hovering around that topic for 3 weeks. But seriously, you was pretty good. If you have not seen you, I think they're on season 3. I have not started season 3 yet, so I just finished season 2, and it's really good. It's a good show.
Are you doing your Netflix and chill right now?
That's the only thing I'm just saying.
Okay.
If you've not seen you on Netflix, it's pretty good. It's an easy watch. It's pretty good.
So
drop a like or a thumbs up if you are on here right now and you've seen you before.
I saw you. I actually stopped midway though. It wasn't that great. Like not mid.
Yeah, so it's not as I would say that before. Everybody was like, oh, you guys, it's like amazing. It's not that amazing.
No, it's not.
But it's not. It's
I
not
didn't
bad.
even bother. I don't know.
It's okay. It's a smooth 5 or 6 out of 10.
Okay, got you. So I have a question today that I want to navigate into, and this is going to be a little bit of an awkward one. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. And you guys know I always have, something that's a little bit awkward every time. This one is, would you or do you discuss your sex life with your parents? And I actually have a clip for this one that I want to help launch this conversation. I want to see this clip. All right. So this is the clip that I have. This is a young lady. Here we go.
Are 69ing. What are they doing?
She's talking to her mother, by the way.
Is that a sex? They do oral sex.
Yeah, good job, mommy. Good job. So, mom, I need your advice. When it comes to oral sex, should I spit or swallow? I know it's weird. Just answer it.
Yo ass better spit.
So I just wanted to ask you guys because I felt that we needed to address this because she asked some very serious questions to her mother, asking, "Hey, mom, when it comes to me taking care of my man with my mouth, should I spit or swallow? And mom said, hey, you better spit. So it just made me wonder, do you guys talk about sex with your parents?
I mean, my parents never gave me a book. I'm not saying whose parent on here did give them a book. But my parents didn't give me a book. So
rude.
Not saying no names.
My dad did give me a book. To the listeners that did not catch the earlier shows, my dad did give me a book. In the book, it disclosed different sexual positions, and I was horrified. I dropped the book as soon as I opened it. I said, "Oh dear God, what is this? What are you doing here?" And my dad was just like,
Home Alone was like,
my dad was just like, yeah, son, look, you're going to be having to lay that thing down, and I want you to be very clear about how things work.
I need you to be prepared, son.
And I was horrified. I said, Dad, this is over. I got to leave today. This is my last day staying here.
But did you read it?
I honestly did not read that book. I felt like I would always think of who gave me the book
do you still own the book? Because I'm at an age where I don't think I know everything I need to know. So there might be some things in the book that I could benefit from.
Honestly, there were things in there that I could have benefited from, Terrence. But because my father was the one that gave me that book, I'll never learn.
So I guess you're answering your own question by talking about the book. You don't.
I actually would have been okay talking about sex with my dad before he gave me the book. Honestly, at this point,
the book just like
the book sealed it for me. I said, "What are we doing, Dad? I don't want to share this moment."
I really wish I was there in that room.
Right, just a fly on the wall. Man.
Yeah, I mean, when I got it, I'm just sitting there like, I opened it, and the first thing I see is a penis. I was like, "Oh Jesus!" And then it's not like it wasn't a black man's, it was a white man. So I'm just saying, I don't want to see a white pale peen early or late, like in the day. So it was a very frustrating moment. But to you guys, have you guys ever discussed your sex life with your parents?
No, like the furthest I've ever gotten was, hey, don't bring no kids in this house type, like the typical, but as far as like, nope, I take that back. I do remember a moment, very embarrassing moment, but it was a moment nonetheless. I was a teenager, and this was the moment where like my folks found out that I was having sex. Long story short, the girl I was having sex with, her dad found out. So with her dad finding out, he actually calls my parents' house.
As he should.
Yeah, calls my parents' house. And I see that, his name comes up on the call ID. Back when call ID was the little brick that kind of sits next to the phone. I see the number come up and I'm like, oh, okay. Answer the phone. Hey, what's up, boo? How you doing? He's like, no, actually, this is Mr. Such and Such. How you doing, Mike? I was like, yeah, I'm good. How you doing, sir? It's like, cool. So here's the thing. I know you're having sex with my daughter. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to tell your parents, or I'm gonna tell them. And I was like, yes, sir. So I had to sit my mom, at least I sit my mom down first, because she's like cool, calm, collected, in my opinion. If I would have came to my dad about that first, I don't know what his reaction might have been. But nonetheless, I came to my mom about it, and I told her. She was just like, boy, what was he in the house? Was it like she asking questions like,
was who in the house? The dad?
Yeah, like, was the dad in the house? Where did it happen? Did it happen here? Like, she was just going off, and I'm like, oh, you gotta answer these questions too.
Did you take her down in my bed? You're on the sofa, like, right? Where'd you take her down? I mean, legitimate questions.
No, but she did eventually ask, like, hey, you using protection or whatever, like that. One, you need to stop being disrespectful like that. Two, use protection, and then we went into this whole spiel of like, sex and stuff. So
but have y'all discussed it since you've been married? Like, did your mom say, hey, son, make sure that when you're in there, you're staying in long, and
so
like, did she go while you're there? Yeah. Did she give any specifics as to how to orchestrate that situation?
No, we did not have those discussions.
How you feeling right now, Mike? You feeling very comfortable? You feel comfortable right now?
I feel a little uncomfortable because I know my mom watches this, so it is very interesting nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah, Terrence, what about you, man? You talk to your mom about
absolutely. My mom has a first class ticket to heaven.
Okay.
Everyone believes that. My coworkers believe that.
Okay.
My in-law, everybody believes my mom is the sweetest person on the planet. In my mind, my mom has never had sex before. So let's just be very clear. I'm just in my mind. And therefore, I'm not going to talk about what I do with my mom. Like, So this
so
hasn't come
the
up.
answer is that you've never talked to your mom about how you've taken down Tanisha.
I've never talked to my mom about any of my sexual exploitations.
Mom,
we
that's
have
what
any
I did last
conversations.
night. Girl, you won't even believe what I did.
Dad, I smashed the mess out of her. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, who could do that? Who could do that?
I feel, but okay, but there's a certain level of comfort that we now feel with our parents, right? I mean, where we, maybe didn't share things before. Like I told my dad, I think how I told you guys how I stole my dad's car when I was in like high school. I don't know if I even told y'all that, but I did steal my dad's car in high school. Joyriding. I'm talking about living my best life without a driver's license, without insurance.
Too. That's why we're brothers. I did the same because I stole my brother's car.
We're both criminals, and that's what I'm saying. That's why we met under that criminal, like
I refuse to exploit myself.
I don't think my mom's on here too. I don't think my mom even knows to this day.
My dad knows. We've laughed about it. We've cried about it. I was like, look, it happened. You know what I'm saying?
My mom still does not know that I stole my brother's car with just a permit.
There's a little less weight though. I mean, I feel like it's your brother's car, but my dad's car. And the way my dad found out was a little bit annoying.
That's my mom's car because she paid. He was 17. It's not like he was like.
So it wasn't. Okay. I thought it was yesterday. Okay. This is like.
So whole time, let me tell you a funny story about like stealing cars. Well, quote unquote, stealing cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I was one of the first to have my learner's permit, but one of my friends had a car, and he wasn't allowed to drive yet because he didn't have anything. So what he ended up doing was telling his mom, like, hey, Mike has his license, can he drive the car? And she was like, oh, okay, that shouldn't be a problem. Hey, let me see your license or whatever. I was like, yeah, what I'm saying? I got my license or whatever. Just kind of flashed it real quick. Right?
Realized it was just a Maryland State ID.
Yeah, she was like, boom. It's like, okay. All right. Well, make sure y'all gas it up when you come back and be safe and all that other stuff. And man, as soon as we got in that car, we was like, yo, let's go before she changed her mind. So we like try to hurry up.
It's a lot of trust in the world back then. I have no trust in 2021 for kids. And
no.
I don't want my kids to have a phone or a car.
In addition to that, though, I just feel like as far as sharing things between parents, we don't share like that. Like I think as we're getting older, I wonder if we're going to share differently with our kids than what I do with my mom and dad. I feel like. Yeah, I hope I don't know. Do I want my child to say she got taken to Pound Town? I don't think so. But it's gonna hurt.
So would you have reacted the same way Mike's girlfriend's dad reacted and called the boy?
Times are different now, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I would have the influence over like I feel like that's what I was thinking about when he told his story. No one calls the dad, like the dad don't call another family and the Mike character or whatever. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I'm so scared. That's not the energy now. People be like, man, F you and your dad. Let one of these little
funny,
Negroes
not funny. Yeah.
say F you, man. I don't give a crap. I took your daughter down. That's just gasoline on the fire. You took my daughter down and you want to disrespect me on top of that.
There was a story that it went viral this week. I can't think of where it was, where the dad walked in on the girl and the boy in his house, and the boy killed the entire family, and then killed the daughter. Killed the daughter because this was
the daughter he had sex with.
Yes, and I'll send you the article later. Like he killed the daughter because he didn't want to leave no witnesses, so he killed everybody, all because the dad walked in and saw them.
Okay, so we're gonna pivot out of that sad story.
Yeah.
Lord.
Do you have a Netflix and chill, Terrence, today?
My Netflix and chill was Watch You. If you've not seen Watch You.
Okay.
I do want to share a quick story though. Okay. Speaking of asking your parents some information, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna be honest with you all. Okay. So I might have been a little bit under the influence more than I should have about like a week ago. So I text my mom. I had been wanting to know this for a while. I said I want to know why her and my dad broke up.
Oh wow.
Why did I've been wanting to know for a while. It don't matter now. He's dead.
Okay, so we're gonna just may he rest in peace. Right?
Could care less. But listen,
okay.
it was just something that I wanted to know because I just wanted to know why they didn't work out, right? And so she just texted, well, Papa was a Rolling Stone. He thought the grass was greener on the other side. Is there something that you want to tell me?
You
so
brought this up over text?
This was via text. It was via text.
You texted your mom
I texted
y'all...
my mom. I texted my mom.
You don't think that you probably should have had at least a phone call?
I'm trying to tell you, I was a little under the influence. Like I was. It was like a late night. Like I don't know. And now I regret that conversation now every day my mom wants to talk. She was. I'm going to have a talk to you. So when I go pick up my kids today, she wants to have a conversation, and there's nothing she needs to have a conversation about. She don't know anything. It's just I was just curious. Like I wanted to know. I never asked. I wanted to know. I found out. I guess dad was in these streets, and so I found out. Like
hilarious.
Thought the grass was green on the other side.
Well, it's funny that your mom was like, like that she thought
she was so blunt too, like mine. Like
she was
so blunt.
So if you guys know, there's been an ongoing feud between Dave Chappelle and essentially the transgender community. And he released a clip earlier this week that we wanted to share with you guys.
It's been said in the press that I was invited to speak to the transgender employees at Netflix, and I refused. That is not true. If they had invited me, I would have accepted it, although I am confused about what we're speaking about. I said what I said, and boy, I heard what you said. My God, how could I not? You said you want a safe working environment at Netflix. Well, it seems like I'm the only one that can't go to the office anymore. I want everyone in this audience to know that even it frames this, that it's me versus that community. It's not what it is. Do not blame the LGBTQ community for any of this shit. This has nothing to do with them. It's about corporate interests and what I can say and what I cannot say. For the record, and I need you to know this, everyone I know from that community has been nothing but loving and supporting. So I don't know what all this nonsense is about. In summer 2020, when the whole world shut down, I was outside doing shows. My neighbor had a cornfield and he let me throw shows there, and people came from all over the country. Some people came from around the world to see those shows. The best comedians on earth came to my home and broke bread with me. And we lived our lives. We found a way to keep moving forward. I made a whole documentary about it. The first night of those shows was a piece that some of you might have seen. It was called 846, and it dealt with the murder of George Floyd. This film that I made was invited to every film festival in the United States, and some of those invitations I accepted. And when this controversy came out about the closer, they began disinviting me from these film festivals. And now, today, not a film company, not a movie studio, not a film festival, nobody will touch this film. Thank God for Ted Sarandos at Netflix. He's the only one that didn't cancel me yet. To the transgender community, I am more than willing to give you an audience. But you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demands. And if you want to meet with me, I'd be more than willing to, but I have some conditions. First of all, you cannot come If you have not watched my special from beginning to end, you must come to a place of my choosing and a time of my choosing. And thirdly, you must admit that Hannah Gadsby is not funny. I desperately want people to see this movie, but I understand why investors would be nervous. Since nobody will touch it, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will make it available for all of you in 10 American cities, going on sale in the next few days. You will be able to see this movie in its entirety, and you can see what they're trying to obstruct you from seeing. And you can judge for yourself, but you cannot have this conversation and exclude my voice from it. That is only fair. You have to answer the question, am I canceled or not? Then let's go. Thank you very much and good night.
So there it goes. Is Dave Chappelle canceled or not? Gentlemen, what say ye?
So, I mean, technically, he's not, because he's still operating in a form of like being able to get and say the things he's able to say and do the things he's able to do, even though corporations are trying to silence him. Like he still has a venue, he still has a voice. So yeah. It's unfortunate that it's unfortunate of the events, right? Like everything that's transpired up until this point, regarding like even the basics of freedom of speech. Like those things are being challenged, have been challenged for God, I don't know how long. How long entertainment has been a thing, right? But it's just unfortunate. But I'm glad he's still pressing and doing his thing.
Yeah, I like Devin's comment. Devin, he said you can't cancel Dave. How do you cancel a man, who doesn't care and refuses to bend? So I agree. It's the same thing. It's like, is Donald Trump canceled? I have to bring it to point. They are two people who don't really care. You make sense? Two people who don't really care.
Right.
And the only difference is one just happens to, one should care because he's running for political office and held a political office. The other one didn't, but I can't really get mad at some person who takes a stance on what they believe in. And I mean, I'm here for all the energy. Like, I mean, I don't think he's canceled.
Right.
I think he'll lose, like I said, he'll lose some venues, some space.
Yeah.
But you can't cancel a man who, like, it's very hard to cancel somebody with social media. It's very hard because, number one, by you canceling him and talking about him being canceled, talking about the backlash, you're giving him more airplay. You're giving him more venue, and people who don't know who he is starts doing research, and so you're actually exposing him to a large group of audience who may not even know who he was, but now they know who he is, and then they'll go see his work.
It's hard to believe that there's an individual on this earth that does not know Dave Chappelle. It really is hard to believe.
It is.
Like if they were yesterday, like, oh, who is Dave Chappelle? I never heard.
Yeah.
I would want to slap
them
directly in their face if they said they never.
There's pockets of whites who don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Or don't like the.
But you got to be underneath a rock or something, right?
You do.
Or just not. Or really old.
You got to be in the Midwest, I would say. I feel like it can't be anywhere where heavy traffic is happening, but. Not to anybody, no disrespect to the Midwest people, but here's what I'll say. There's a form of canceled, right? Like I don't think he's canceled as far as what we've seen traditionally.
Yeah,
I think there's a form of cancel. I think that the bigger corporations and the bigger types of filmmakers and all, they're trying to or attempting to cancel him by standing or aligning themselves, so they say, with the transgender community. Now, to me, I liken this to this is about a year or two ago, actually, at this point. Remember, we had the conversation of like, are these companies that are all about the whole Black Lives Matter, Are they really Black Lives Matter, or are they? It's just a really popular thing right now.
It's the same thing,
and I think it's the same thing that's occurring in the culture right now. I think it's like, oh, it's in to be good with the transgender community. Well, let me, go alongside them. Yeah, it's not that they really support transgender necessarily, or we could concede that they may not necessarily, believe in their movement just as much as they wouldn't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement. But they will use that to say, oh, we're in support of this if that means you're going to spend your money here. You know what I'm saying?
Jeremiah says, who has cancel culture actively canceled and stopped their bag forever? Answer: nobody. That's a good question. I don't know who's been like permanently canceled. Like and then actual
Roseanne.
Yeah.
That was one off top of dome. I was like, Roseanne canceled.
Yeah.
She was like, whatever happened on that set was her last set. Okay.
Yeah, and they kept that train moving.
Kalita said Colin Kaepernick. Yep.
Colin Kaepernick.
He been canceled. He wants to do football badly.
No. He actually does not want to do football. He wants you to think he would. No. He wants you to think he wants to do football so he can make himself continue to be a martyr. That man don't want to play football. I'm trying to tell you, he don't want to play football. I'm trying to tell you, he showed up to a practice and then canceled the practice to prove to you he don't want to play football. He just wants
I agree that he doesn't want to play football because of his actions, but not. I mean, when I say his actions, I mean his reactions to maybe
he don't moving
the whatever, the little video thing somewhere else or whatever the case may be. But 100%, there are people that have been canceled, and there have been people that have been canceled. I mean, I don't want to go into
but I don't think he lost his bag. I actually think he got $100 million from Nike.
Yeah, and he got a Netflix special or something like that coming out,
right? That's more he would have ever gotten in the NFL. He wasn't that great to get that kind of coin from the NFL.
100% he wasn't. But
yeah, so
let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. Come on. The past 4 to 5 years, there hasn't been really a quarterback of his caliber. He should have been signed. And there were times when he was sitting right there, like ready, and could not get signed.
100%.
And I will say maybe now he doesn't care as much, but there was a point where Colin Kaepernick definitely cared about playing football.
I think when it first started, but once
in the beginning
started running, because now the martyr it's more important to be a martyr. That's what lays the longevity. Him not getting a job is what will echo to this is why the movement matters. So it's just, I agree. I think like she's been canceled. I think Colin's been canceled for the NFL, but it didn't affect his coin. Roseanne, it affected her pocket.
No, Roseanne, she's working at Target right now.
Yeah,
that's what Dad was showing. Target or Walmart. She's a greeter. Okay.
So the Dave doesn't care about money.
Just imagine Roseanne.
And that to me is the point. I had this conversation with Jovita earlier today.
Okay.
And the conversation, she's in the room right now. I know she was like, what he talking about? We were talking about Ice Cube and how Ice Cube was walking away from $9 million for a film he's working on right now. I think it was a film he's working on right now. I have it here on the show notes somewhere, but he's walking away from $9 million behind because he's not vaccinated.
Yeah,
and I guess the name of the film is called Oh Hell No. So he's choosing not to go ahead and get vaccinated. For the purpose of, hey man, I don't either trust it, whatever the case may be. And he's decided not to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying all that to say, like these people that can't be bent by money. I love people like that. When Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million, when he felt away and went to Africa or wherever he went to,
yeah.
I love that. So like that's why he rebrought that whole situation up. Like, yo, I can survive without the money. So you can't bend or make somebody do something that doesn't need to have the bag and feel like the bag is going to control them.
Because he doesn't live his life. He doesn't live his, in my understanding of Dave, he doesn't live his life like a rich millionaire, like having to buy all these expensive cars. And I don't see him operating like that. So therefore, I feel like
you also don't know how he lives at all.
Like, I don't, but I feel like he manages his money very well.
But I feel
like Kevin Hart, him being canceled would be dramatic. Because he lives his life really flashy and he has a lot of expenses. And so properties would have to be sold. There'd be some filing of bankruptcies. You see what I'm saying? Like,
so to that point, I think it all depends on what matters most to you. Like, does freedom matter more, or does money, like freedom through like financial gain, matter more? freedom through your freedoms overall, being able to say and do whatever
Yeah.
you want versus, you know, buy.
I personally appreciate, I have to say this, because I personally appreciate someone that says, I won't allow money to dictate my actions.
100%.
I personally agree with somebody like that.
Yeah.
The Kyrie Irvings of the world, the Dave Chappelles of the world, the Ice Cubes of the world, they're saying, I won't allow money to dictate my actions or make me align with something that I'm not aligned with.
Yeah.
And to me, that is strong. So aside from that being strong, though, let's talk about this for just two more seconds.
Okay.
$9 million. This dude is walking away from $9 million. Now, I get it. Ice Cube is a multi-millionaire. Maybe $9 million don't hit like it would for my life, because I'll never talk to y'all again if I make $9 million. I'm like, I don't even know who Terrence and Mike are. I make $9 million.
Right.
But for him in his life, $9 million may be like more or less chump change. But the idea of leaving millions on the table, I'm like, it makes me have more pause. I'm sorry. Kyrie Irving, I'm not going to get the vaccine. Even if I leave, if it means my pocket's getting drained, I won't play and I won't do it because you're not going to. I don't know if it's that you're not going to make me do it, or if it's that the other side of it, like I don't trust the vaccine to this degree that I won't do it. I don't
That's
know
what I'm
which
interested
one
in too, like what the reasoning is.
I can't stand him. So that's
yeah, I mean it's you said what?
We said this last week. Kyrie is a whole curse word. I can't stand that little nigga, and I wish he would break both kidneys and get COVID in his big toe. I can't stand Kyrie.
God.
But I do like his. I get it.
What is happening right now?
I hate
Terrence?
that bastard. I hate him.
Well, that was not unclear at all throughout this whole time you were talking, but okay.
Yes, I hate him. But keep going, Mike.
Tell him how you really feel. Shoot.
I can't.
And one point that I do want to highlight, Devin said he still gets. I think he was referring to Dave Chappelle. Still gets support from the LGBT.
He gets a lot of support from them.
Yeah,
I've seen so many TikToks and everything about like these gay people. Like so many of it were saying like he said yeah, he's like, I'm gay, and I'm just like, but y'all do too much. He said, I'm so sick of all these actors. Y'all do too much, and I'm a gay man, and I can say that you guys do too much. Yeah. Like he's not against us. Shut up. It's just
he's not. Yeah. He's not. That's the reality. I don't think he is either. Y'all going heavy on him, but I guess Terrence made his little point about Kyrie, and I was just like, everybody's like, okay, well, all right.
Like,
well, you know what? You don't have to stand him.
I was like, I don't want nobody to get COVID but him. Like, okay. Literally,
right. We're moving. Kyrie, that is the thoughts of Terrence Robinson. He's a fan of the podcast.
Say it to your face, you
Kyrie
loser.
has talked to me a couple of times about the podcast, saying how much he loves it. So here we go, guys. This was an interesting one this week.
Quick, I just want to talk to the guys real fast.
Talk to us.
I got these flowers like 3 days ago.
That's nice.
And the person who gave them to me just gave them like this. No vase. No water. No flower food. Just this. All I'm really saying is, although the gesture is very nice and I appreciate it, no shade at all, because the person who gave them to me gave them from his heart, I'm sure. Or at least I would hope so, right? But it just seems like a little half-assed, Bring the vase, guys. Just simply bring the vase. Please do. Because when you do it like this, these flowers have been dying in my house on the floor. I don't know if you can see, but they're wilting. Like this one, he's so sad. This one. Oh, take your head up. Yeah. Hang on. I'm taking him to work because I have a vase at work, and I just remembered today. Really, the flowers have just been wilting away on my living room floor. Just go the extra mile. It doesn't hurt. I promise. It probably feels good. If you think about it, if you really think about it, it probably feels good. And we all like when things feel good now, don't we? I'm not telling you how to live your life, of course, because some women, they don't mind if you just buy them a plastic bag full of flowers. They don't mind. But others mind. Just go the extra mile, please. Your mother would be proud. I trust me on this. She's gonna be proud of you.
Would your mama be proud of you?
You can pause it right. You can.
Would your mama be proud of you that you couldn't go to?
Sorry.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead, Terrence. What you got to say about this wonderful woman?
First of all, if you look, there's so much I can go in about the level of ungratefulness in her.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that makes me more mad, she's hideous.
Oh,
and
God.
so my thing is, you're not even like, you are not even.
I did not think he was going to say that.
You're not cute enough. You're not like, I can take an uppity bad, like if you were like a dime piece, she's average at best. Not even, she's a 2, at least a 2. And with that big old knot on the left side of her forehead, did y'all see that?
I didn't see that, Terrence.
She has a
Terrence
big
zoomed
knot.
in. Terrence is like, let me see.
Like she fell. Like it's just. So she's ungrateful. She's ungrateful. She's trash. But you can't be that picky looking like that. If he walked outside and picked a flower off the ground,
we all have your point. We get it. She's not attractive.
Gave you the flower out of the
ground.
And gave you the flower. If he brought you a sunflower off the ground and walked to you and gave it to you, you should be grateful looking like that. So
you're saying if he gave her sunflower seeds, you think she should be
looking like that? She can't be that petty.
Oh, Terrence.
My opinion. That's my opinion. It's my opinion alone.
Terrence Eugene Robinson.
So okay. So I see where she's coming from, and hear me out when I say that. Right?
Yes, I'm sorry, Devin. I have to say yes, he would. Terrence would get this show canceled.
I have not said anything.
Thank God and not thank God. We want sponsorship, but Terrence every time we almost get a deal, they're like, "Oh, we just heard something else from Terrence. We can't give you the deal."
The midget comment was the only one.
No, you have more. And you know what? One day I'm gonna do a whole thing, a reel of all the Terrence comments he's made that have been inappropriate. Go ahead, Mike.
No, so like I see what she's saying, right? Like think about it for a second. How many, if you don't have flowers in your house, if you don't like do anything greenery, oh gosh, in your house, right?
I haven't heard that word before. Go ahead. No,
if you don't do any type of gardening, green thumb type situation in your house, then you don't have a flower pot to put flowers in. So I get what she's trying to say. Hey, at least bring me a flower pot to be able to put them in and kind of, take care of them or whatever. But
yeah,
at the same time, her comment was super, super ungrateful, man. Because she talked about some no shade. No, it was definitely all shade in that post. When most of the time when people have to start with no shade, there's soon to be shade afterwards.
100%.
And yeah, she gave all the shade, man. I feel bad for the dude that actually gave her those flowers. He's probably moved on at this point.
We actually have someone here that says they low-key understand. Alicia says I low-key understand what she's saying, but the flowers on the floor, though. I gotta be honest. I don't understand what she is saying. I gotta be honest. This doesn't make
she ain't
no
even
sense
try
to
with
me.
the flowers being on the floor. She ain't even try. Like you ain't try to find no something to put it in. You ain't even put them on the table. You put them on the floor.
And I honestly hate agreeing with Terrence, but I have to on this one. With her looking like that, you just can't. That's not your line, sweetheart. That your line is your line is thank you, God. Somebody got me some flowers and thought enough of me to pay $11.99.
But I'm on one. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
So a little bit of me is with Terrence. So I'm saying all that to say, I don't like when women do that. When when you do a gift, you accept the gift. You say, I'm grateful for the gift. Now, I have been guilty. It's made me think of myself, honestly. I have been guilty of being the ungrateful one. Jovita, she used to work at Old Navy. And I am not, back in the day especially, I don't care as much now, but I'm more into designers type thing. That's just more who I am. So my wife, she worked at Old Navy. So I was like, yo, one Christmas, she got me a bunch of Old Navy gear. And I was like, yo, when I tell you I went off on her so hard,
John,
like I was like, what are you doing? This is the lowest hanging fruit you could ever give me. An Old Navy t-shirt and an Old Navy sweater and an Old Navy sweatshirt. You work at Old Navy. You already get it for $3 and then you get at 50% off of that. It's only one. I mean, when I tell you I dragged her for at least a half a day. Okay,
she got you the 4th of July special Old Navy shirt with the American flag on the front.
I was sitting there like, "What? You know, I don't wear this. You don't. I don't even
what's
wear
so
this."
Funny is what's so funny? I've never voiced this because Tanisha does give bomb. She gives bomb. She actually gives bomb gifts. But I remember early on, she got me some Jordans, right? But they were Jordan brands, and they weren't Jordan.
Oh God. She got the Shaquille O'Neals.
No, they were Jordan brands. They had
Okay.
the Jordan. They were Jordans. They had the Jordan brands, but they were like the Nike shoe warehouse joints, like the
75s that never came out.
Yeah. It's just like the low, like
unreleased.
He never like he didn't wear them, and nor are they.
Nor did he know they produced them. He was like, "Who made
they
these?"
just Jordan brands. And I remember, but the thing is, I'm not like her. I'm not like her. I took them. I maybe even wore them once or twice, and I just started buying something else. I like these better though because I bought them. And I think at that point she knew, it wasn't really a hit. And I think you should at least take it in a moment. You should not post about it. Like to make a post about it, I think that's the part.
It's aggressive and it's viral. So I know dude was like that. Gamer was like, "Oh, so you just are disrespectful because you're not only not gonna like it, you're gonna make a video about how you don't like it and talk about how I didn't give you no face or something like that." Yeah. Like,
no, we fighting.
Granted, the only people that would know is the people that they're close to, but that still matters, right? Like people that know that they're talking or whatever like that. Now that they see the post, is like, dang, bro, you didn't get her no vase. Like,
no one's gonna think that. No one thinks that. No one thinks to get a vase for some daggone flowers. I got you the flowers. You couldn't take yourself to the dollar store and buy a vase. Really?
It's women out here. I wish somebody would bring me some flowers.
Man.
Here's the thing. I feel, but she didn't say that. I do feel that I hate when men get a gift without any thought into it. I'm okay with that. 100%. Okay. Like if it's I feel like a gift should have meaning. You should be listening to your partner, hearing what they're into, etc. Like some people are not into flowers. So if you buy them flowers and they've communicated, like, I hate flowers.
And don't make it seem like everybody knows it, Terrence. That's what she's trying to make it seem like. She's trying to make it seem like everybody knows. Everybody know you don't just get
she
flowers.
Likes flowers.
No one knows that. That's not true.
No.
And look,
he went old school. People don't buy flowers no more.
I'm about to say that don't even happen, right? Like I stopped doing that. I'm not gonna hold you. I stopped doing that years ago. But if I happen to see somebody on the side of the road and I got the unction, I'm like, hey, let me get these 6, 7 dozen. I mean, not dozen, but 7 flowers, roses, whatever. And I might buy that. I'm just not into it. It's not, and I don't think Javita's like, ooh, flowers, ooh. Like I don't think that.
Yeah, Devin made a good comment too. He was like, man, those flowers were elite, not grocery store flowers.
They were a dozen. I mean, there was 12 there, So I feel a way about how she dragged him down. And what was funny is that everybody on that particular thread, they dragged her to,
as they should have.
They were like, "Girl, we are not with you. We're not with you.
We are with you.
You're like, how they did the popular with the red flags.
Yeah,
I've been seeing that. So they were like, "Yo, red flag, bro, run the other way." So that was how I felt about it. I'm like, "Yo, you just can't be that way. That's a trash way to react."
Especially
However, I also reacted
that
way about my Old Navy sweaters. What'd you say, Terrence?
Especially looking like that.
Okay, so as you also may have known, your girl Jada Pinkett was in the news this week.
Yes,
I don't know why they like to be on the on the news, but here's what they were talking about.
Boy, the blogs ran with that clickbait headline yesterday, didn't they?
Well, there's a lot of different headlines, and Jada went on Twitter and said, only because I got time today, stop making up headlines. Watch the Red Table Talk I did with Gwyneth Paltrow for yourselves. Will and I have never had an issue in the bedroom. Thank you.
Yeah, I listened to that yesterday. I didn't hear what that headline said. I comprehended it like she was saying, just because you've been with a person so long, don't expect them to be a mind reader. She said having expectations that your partner is a mind reader is a pitfall in a relationship. Don't expect people to read your mind, which is a fact.
Well, here's what else she had to say.
Isn't it weird, though? It's like someone doesn't read your mind and we feel crushed. Where do we get that from?
I don't know, because I don't feel like that at all. I guess, or maybe I've just grown out of it. Because I've grown out of it too. Yeah. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. And on top of it, I know that I have to be accountable to do the same.
And do you?
I really try.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable, but it's deeply healthy. And I think around sex, because it's something that we don't talk about a lot, and there's so much fantasy around it.
Right. So where did they get that headline with her and Will?
What?
Out of that conversation?
I don't know. So they apparently supposedly had difficulty in the bedroom based off of that clip. I'm sorry, Michelle, this was hilarious. She said Jada Shakur Alcina Smith.
You're rude.
That
Find
just
a
had me
corner,
dying.
Michelle. Find a corner and stay
I
in
was
it.
like, you are ridiculous. Michelle. That's funny.
She
That's
said
funny.
August read Armando. Actually, the real funny one right before you
you're
get
on
to
it today,
John,
Michelle. You're on it. I'm not even with you.
What somebody said Will needs to hang out with Future, and Future said I'd rather hang out with Jada.
I saw that post.
Petty.
The bottom line of this is it's a couple of things. I'm tired of them. Okay, I'm just tired of them. I don't want to hear no more about y'all weird ASS sex life. I don't know what y'all doing, what y'all not doing, who you bring in, who you don't bring in. I just don't care no more. Right? There's that, and then on top of that, I didn't get what everybody was saying from that. Like, oh, they got problems in their marriage with sex. I didn't get that at all. Actually, when I saw the clip, I was like searching out. I was hoping I could find. Oh, that's what she was talking about, but it wasn't nothing overtly obvious about that. No. What I will say though is, as far as sex goes, I be thinking, 10 years down the road, what's it gonna be like? Because I'm tired today, right? Like I'm just like I'm looking at and I'm hearing them talk about it, and they 20 years in? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're it's kind of like that Kevin Hart joke where he said, like, your girl know your position before before she just know where you want to go. Oh, you want to go on my back? Oh yeah, I know. Same thing. Just, like that same. Oh, you want me to get on back on my side? Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Right. Whose is it? It's yours. It's yours. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. I'd be like, huh? Like, will my sex life be popping when I'm 46? Because I'm 36 right now. Will your sex life be popping, Terrence, when you're 66 years old, 10 years from now? I said 66 years old, 10 years old. He didn't say nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
You gonna be 66 in 10 years?
I'm bringing it.
You gonna be 66 in 10 years?
He missed it.
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna let you add because you're 39 now.
I don't know. Maybe there's.
He said, "Listen here, son."
I don't know.
Terrence, okay. Either way, the bottom line is, I don't know where I'll be as far as sex life. So I was just looking at that particular like exchange, and I was like, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Like your partner will have to tell you what she needs, what she wants at that season, maybe. And I think that might be. And I
think that's a consistent thing though. Like I think we talked about this a few times.
Absolutely.
As far as like, what I like now, I'm probably not going to like 5 years from now. Like I'm probably going to be interested in something else. I might have liked chicken nuggets, 10 years ago, but it's rare where I eat a chicken nugget now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's those type of things that happen. That's human nature. We're constantly changing, but when it comes down to marriage, it's all on who you want to be able to go through those changes with. Right. So with that in mind, like you got to be able to communicate properly in order to continue to keep each other happy, like to make sure each other's needs are still being met. That can be applied overall within a relationship, but especially in the bedroom, man. You got to talk. 100%. You got to talk.
We be talking about that, but the bottom line is
I agree with what Devin said. Like what he brought, like that was like that's facts. Like 100%.
I don't know.
He said the reality is when people found out that Will and Jada type of love wasn't what everyone thought it was, people simply want them to be messy now. Because I thought this was a reach. Like, and I feel like I do feel Jada overshares. 100%. I think Jada overshares sometimes, but that's the nature of the Red Table Talk. You want it to be authentic. You want it to be real, almost like the Really Real podcast. Makes sense. And I'm not gonna be thinking. There's times I've shared stuff on here that I had to go have a conversation. But it makes sense.
God.
Yeah, 100%. But the point is what we're trying to build, and you want it to be authentic, right? And you never want it to be like disrespectful, and And so I felt like she could have. I felt like on the show she could have cleared it up. Like if you're gonna say that, you have to clear it up like at the end.
I don't think she even knew she was saying anything that was like.
But no, John. That's the only thing I'm mad about her. John, I'm only mad at her because you got to know the nature of how when you say anything about Will, it's going to be picked apart. And you being in this business for a long time, you got to know that's going to go viral. You got to know that. So what you got to do is you got to sugarcoat it on the end. This is how I felt now, and she could just said beforehand. But to be clear, Will knows exactly what he's doing in the bedroom. Like you got to shape it up, and then they can't pick apart what you said before. But she waited till after, so now you're cleaning it up. Like
I don't think she said anything confusing though.
She
And
said
I didn't think
nothing
so
confusing.
either.
Nothing.
Why would you clear something up that you didn't think was confusing?
Because I'm not on social media. I'm not on like I am, but I'm not on. I'm not a superstar. You are, and so the last thing
if you didn't think it was confusing, why would you clear it up? Is my question.
Because it's going to be ripped apart. It's going to be picked apart.
If you thought that was the clearest that you could make it, I guess is what my point is. That's what I thought. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
So I think they live this lifestyle or have lived this lifestyle of being in the limelight for so long. When you start to get this mindset of you want to have things like the red table talk or practice this authenticity, if you will, like there's a sense of carelessness that comes with that. So I feel like, she at some point she might have known what she was saying or whatever, but there's a certain degree. I think she's just probably just like, she don't care. She gonna say whatever she's saying for the sense of like authenticity, but then all these different things are gonna come up now. Like all these like people are gonna try to pick apart whatever she's saying. And I mean, that's my theory on it.
But to your point, Mike, I think that with a Will and Jada type situation, what was the point of her coming behind after this thing broke out? She actually did another tweet or something saying, "Oh no, he tore it up in the bedroom," something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. But my thing is like, who cares? Who here is like, you know what? I do need to know that Will's turning it up, and I feel a way about him not turning it up. I don't care. I don't care what your man is doing or not doing in your bedroom. I don't. I think we have to have a better conversation as marrieds, where we say like, yo, like, because I be thinking like, before we was married, sex was like on the mind, talked about, conversations. You know what I mean? You get married for whatever reason, it's like, man, sex when? Like who? Why? Like where? Like, you know what I mean? You can be looking for it everywhere. Where is it? You know what I'm saying? Underneath the blankets, you just like, where did I lose it? I mean, I don't know where it is anymore. And so, and it's this level of awkwardness. I don't know, for whatever reason, it's always linked to sex. When you start talking about sex, it's like, or it's either the because I know we talked about at one point the spontaneity or lack thereof of it. Yeah. And then we talked about like the frequency of it. And all those things seem to like get birthed after you get married. But before you get married, you got all the convo, all the, energy, all, what I mean? It's just weird to me.
Huh. Yeah, that is a good point, man. Like I said, we or like you said, we always kind of circle around this at some point in time. Like the conversation always comes up about like talking about sex and why is it so weird. And I think it's just because people don't make it a normal thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when it comes out to marriage. If it's anywhere that we should be talking about it, it's within the confines of marriage, right? That's somebody that you're going to be, loving your entire life.
Yeah.
Granted, everybody is on different spectrums as far as like libidos and whatever the case. That might not be the thing that like gets them going. Some people are just not there when it comes down to sex. I mean, if it happens, cool, but if not, they're pleased in other ways. You feel me? So with all of that in mind, man, to each his own. I get it though. Like why is it so when you try to talk about sex, man, like it shouldn't have to be that way. No. And it can be super frustrating and cause like divide within your marriage as well.
Yeah, I agree with Lisa's comment. That's a good comment. No, I agree with Lisa's comment. I think the issue for Will, the reason why I think she had to clear it up, this is my opinion, and I feel like it might be some truth to it. Will is still seen in some regards as a sex symbol, and so therefore roles and movies get crafted around his ability to match that image.
But Jada's a sex symbol too, though, right? But
right? she doesn't get any role, so like it's different.
Sure.
And so when you say, and then plus there's also a theory, and I can't wait to talk about that one day, that women don't have to bring their A game in the bed, but the man does. So, and that's a whole nother story. There's this theory that by her just showing up, that's already her A game, and that's not true. So that's not true.
It seems like you're ready to have this conversation today.
Not today. It's too late. But there's this, and so there's always clickbait when you say a man's not doing it. It's like the worst thing you could say. Like he could be this, he could be that, he could be that. But then but you got a little eggplant. Oh, you said
and then he ready to fight.
It is the big joker. It is the big joker.
So that's what it was, and so. I feel like I don't even think she had to clear it up because that's about to be a deal. I can see that being a big thing between him because you're messing up his image. Although the August all-season at that point, well, you already lost like 70 points off the top. Like, makes sense off the top. Like, and so I don't know.
No, I hear you. I mean, I think that's a valid point, but
I'd be interested in having that conversation.
I'm about to say, I'm very
Michelle, I
interested.
said what I said.
I'm very interested in having this conversation. I want to, as we close, I want to do one last thing. There's this clip that kind of went viral that, man, if you hear it, I don't know if you guys heard it, but I'm going to try to hear this, John, real quick.
I used to think that I wasn't fine enough, and I used to think that I wasn't right enough, but I don't waste my time trying to figure out why you playing games. What's this all about? And I can't believe you're hurting me. I made you grow what a difference. What you see that you ain't seen in me, but I guess it was all just to make believe. Oh, love, never knew what I was missing, but I know once we started kissing, I found.
Yeah. So
Mackenzie Thomas.
It hurt my heart, bro. I said I don't ever want to hear Keisha Cole sing that song ever again. Ever again. I will slap any DJ that decides that she needs to be played. You play this 20-second clip of Mackenzie singing this. If you ever play anybody else, I'm going off.
Let me tell you, John. Mackenzie Thomas has covered India Arie. Don't want to hear India no more. Mackenzie Thomas has covered Jill Scott. Bye, Jill. Mackenzie Thomas has covered Jasmine Sullivan. Bye, Jasmine.
Don't say that.
No, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, Mackenzie Thomas is that.
She's
she is complete fire,
and she's out for blood. Because I was like, why would you do that to a song that you already knew?
No,
you could have sang that regular with nothing changed, and we would have been like, "Girl, you singing that song like never before."
Yeah, and I'm not even a musician like you, John, but the amount of, I think I shared it with you before. Like, like the amount of control that she had, and I'm just playing.
And look at Terrence about control. Okay, T, I see what you were like. That Towson Gospel Choir got you talking reckless out here, huh? Come on, T.
Listen, she's dope.
Yeah, no, it hurt my heart to hear that because I was like, oh, I want to go. I wanted to like Keisha Cole's version, but now I don't want to ever hear it again. I wanted to make sure everyone heard this woman sing the crap out of that song, and it's on repeat. I found a way to make it on repeat for my life. I don't know about you guys, but it's just was something I had to share before we hop off. Anything else you guys got? Go ahead, Mike.
Nah, Jamal, he brought up a point saying like, does she have any good original work though? That's a good question.
She does.
I don't know, but even if she didn't, I'm cool with that.
I'm okay with people going after people's songs. Oh, this I wanted to make. I forgot to bring this up. Do you guys realize we are of the era that they are now sampling songs that we grew up on?
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that feel for you, Terrence? I know you like 50, so
he's heard these songs 4 or 5 times over. So he was there. He was there when they created the song. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing it. I'm seasoned, and I'm embracing my seasonedness. That's
all
okay.
Right, come on, seasoning with that jean jacket on.
Yeah, with your Rockaware jean jacket.
Yeah, if this was Rockaware, I would.
Man, I'd be flaming you up right now. But look, I thought that was crazy because what I'm starting to hear a lot more of is like what you call it? Old God, what's the name? Usher songs that are like being remade. P. Diddy songs that are being remade. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a second now. Now I know the actual melody of this song is not. It's something else than what I'm hearing. You know, my mind is conflicted right now. So I just want to make sure y'all are aware. We are of that old enough bracket that they can sample songs we grew up. 30 somethings and sometimes Terrence 30 somethings. That we grew up on.
30. I'm still 30 something. Every time I look up, my age is saying I think we ain't done yet. So I'm good with my 30.
We ain't done yet.
My 30 says I think we ain't done yet. Okay.
I agree with Alicia. It's getting weird. It's just getting weird to hear music like that, and it makes you want to really wonder how things are gonna be. It's feel like it's speeding up. If that makes sense. It's like
like it took longer back then. I feel like for folks to start remaking certain songs. Right there now that people are not making original content as much, they have to revert to that. So like 10 years, 20 years from now, it's probably just going to keep happening faster and faster because folks are just not being original.
But also, last thing I want to say, also music doesn't last as long. So we'll hear like a Drake album come out, and we'll kind of hear it, and it's like a week of listening to it. Oh, the dope album, we moved on. Back in the day, we would listen to it for like weeks and months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we don't sit in on music as like we used to. You know, it used to be like a real like, oh no, this is my jam for the year, or my jam for at least the next 3 to 6 months. Because it's moving so quickly now, I feel like we're getting over music quicker, and now they're reintroducing music quicker as well.
I feel like that has something to do with social media too, though. Like because of how convenient and how readily available things are to us now, our minds are being trained to want to know what the next best thing is, and you know, not be so stuck on the things that are up now.
She has a whole album of covers that dropped on May 25th. So if anybody's interested, it's on. You can get it on Spotify, Apple Music. Mackenzie Thomas, just all covers, like a couple of Forevers and like, which she crushes.
Are you her sponsor now?
Yeah,
I'm trying.
I just did the one little clip. We ain't going to be out here, you know, unless we getting paid to push her stuff. So
Mackenzie,
no,
I'm
Terrence.
Pushing it. She might watch the podcast.
All right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to It's a Real Podcast, where we discuss real, raw, and relatable topics. Listen, if you guys aren't following us, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. And of course, as we've always stated, if you can, please leave a review about the podcast. Like, share, follow. We appreciate everybody that. And look, one thing we enjoy about this podcast, the engagement, right? So we don't need to have 100. We want to keep growing and building, of course. But like, I'd rather have 20 people that are super engaging than have 150 people. And it's like us just talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? So we love the engagement. We love the feedback. We love the conversation. And what you guys think about these topics is important to us. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules, your busy Saturday mornings to hang out with us on the podcast. I think that's it. Is there anything else? You guys have anything?
No, man. Like, share, subscribe, all that.
Yeah, like, share. Just repost. All right.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, I like the I like that.
Please.
All right, guys. My name is John.
My name's Mike.
And I'm still confused as why this -3 out of 10 chick would not take these roses.
Okay,
I'm not over that. I'm still not over it. I'm not over it.
She's not -3. She's at least -10. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the It's a Real Podcast. We love you. God bless you. Peace.